Shalom to all of you who have been participating in this Torah study now for almost 5 years, and Shabbat Shalom to those who have just joined us, numbers, in the past several weeks. You are all precious to me, and we are all precious to each other. We say a bracha at this point. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Thank you, God, for commanding us and giving us the privilege of studying Torah together. Our Sedra is a combined Sedra, VaYkhel and Pekude, beginning with Exodus chapter 35, verse 1 and following. Today, we end our study for this year of the book of Exodus. Also today, we hold, first time, a virtual Siyyum, that special food and drink-oriented celebration that occurs each time one of the books of the Torah is finished. We're finishing Exodus. And today is also one of the very special Shabbatot leading up to the festival of Pesach, Passover. So this Shabbat is called Shabbat HaHodesh. Erev Passover, First Seder, will be held on Wednesday evening, April 8th. Here's a thought. Have you considered holding a virtual Seder on Zoom? We have, and as a matter of fact, that's probably what we will be doing. WRJ has a model as to how that might work. Zoom, Seder, have it the right day, different time zones, work it out. So, Moses assembled, VaYkhel, all of the Israelites. For what purpose? For a public reminder of the prime significance of observing the Sabbath, Shabbat, and for a reminder as well of the pressing importance of building a tabernacle and building all of the precious objects that will reside within that tabernacle. 7-branch candelabrum, an incense altar, the magnificent ark covered with gold, woven hangings, a laver, and more. Forever after, Shabbat and the tabernacle will be tightly interwoven. For example, there were 39 malachot, 39 categories of work that went into the construction of the tabernacle, and those 39 categories of work became the basis for the kinds of work forbidden on Shabbat. Connection, Shabbat and tabernacle. The tabernacle would become something akin to an earthly home for God. The Shabbat would become something like the heavenly abode of the Jewish people. VaYkhel. And Moses assembled the people. A kahal is an assembly. A kihila is a community. Some congregations are called kihila kadosha, a sacred community. One of the oldest synagogues in America is found in Charleston, South Carolina, and it is called, anyone know? Yes, Kahal Kadosh Beth Elohim, Kahal Kadosh. Whether we gather for prayer or for study or for community action or just for celebration, at our core, we Jews are expected to form a community. That's why there's a mandate to have 10 people, a minyan, gathered together for public prayer. That's why Jews tend to move into communities that are already blessed with the institutions of community, a synagogue, a school, a chaver kadisha, appropriate sources of food and of culture. The natural environment for Jews is community, kihila, kahal, and the nucleus at the core of the kihila is MISHPACHAH, it's family. A gentleman called me this week distraught. His parents are elderly, around the age of 80. Every Friday evening, his parents would come to his home to celebrate Shabbat with him and with his family. But now the parents cannot come because of the possibility that both he and his wife have been exposed in their workplaces to someone with coronavirus. He's distraught. He's frightened for his parents. And he's frustrated that here in California, his parents have been told to isolate themselves in their home. I'm one of the last of the first cousins on my mother's side of the family. The widow of one of my first cousins is now in a nursing home. She's comfortable, she's well cared for, surrounded by family. But she cannot have her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren come to visit her. There's Zoom, of course. There's Skype and FaceTime. But she's in her 90s, and she wants to touch, and she wants to hug. She really doesn't understand why she can't. MISHPACHAH, Kehillah. Needless to say, we are also barred right now from Bikur Cholim, visiting the ill. There is something very un-Jewish about the coronavirus. When I am about on my business, I tend to be a bit withdrawn. I want to get some groceries. I need to drop off the dry cleaning. I have to enter a building to attend this meeting or that. I don't look for, seek out, frankly, or pretty much even welcome social interaction with strangers at those brief moments. The fact is that I spend most of my life happily interacting with large groups of folks, so I treasure those scattered occasions of privacy. But now I have lots of privacy. Vast amounts of privacy. Far too much privacy. My world is upside down. Kehillah right now, at best, is virtual. MISHPACHAH right now, at best, is virtual. Because Resa and I live right at the beach, we can safely take extended walks each day, and that's delicious. There are few people on the beach, and when we pass each other, we leave large empty spaces. Social distancing is a fine way of describing self-isolation. There are lots of calls, thank God. There are lots of emails. Family is constantly checking in with us. We had a virtual evening out with friends Wednesday night and Thursday night on Zoom. We had dinner almost together. We gossiped shamelessly almost together. And then we closed our screens. They were alone, and we were alone. I'm far from thrilled with the feeling. Thank God Resa and I have each other. Thank God we have a wondrous network of family and of friends and of colleagues. But still, is it any different for you? How are you coping? Those are real questions. Heartfelt, sincere. Both Resa and I would be quite pleased to hear from you. Really, let's call it the establishment of a Torah of Community. We can do that, but only if it's something that you want. I read this morning a beautiful meditation written by Rabbi Joseph Mesler and circulated by Paul Kipnis. I don't know Rabbi Mesler, but his words resonate with me. This is what he said. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm staying home. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm washing my hands for at least 20 seconds, sometimes singing the ABCs, sometimes singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and sometimes saying a prayer. Out of an abundance of caution, I am telling people how much I love them every day, sometimes multiple times a day. I can get annoying. Out of an abundance of caution, I am waving frantically to the stranger across the street while I'm out on my walk. making eye contact, saying, hello. Out of an abundance of caution, I am not using the expression social distancing. Physical distancing, yes. Social distancing, no way. Out of an abundance of caution, I am looking out for people who might be stressed and hungry for food and giving more than I have before. Out of an abundance of caution, I have faith that love and kindness are contagious too. Out of an abundance of caution, I am telling you that I am here for you. I care about us. I need you. And I want everyone to know that we are all in this together, close quote. So, from Resa and me, out of an abundance of caution, we are telling you that we are here for you, that we care about us, the collective, that we need each other, and that we want everyone to know that we are all in this together, sharing a Torah of community, Kehillah, MISHPACHAH. Shabbat Shalom, my friends, and love. Let's hear from you as we study and as we live the Torah of community.